Well, some unbelievable video of a rally in California by supporters of same-sex marriage, which, of course, Californians just voted to ban. This demonstration in Palm Springs getting very ugly when some protesters ganged up on a grandmother who supports the ban on gay marriage. The whole thing caught on tape by a crew from KPSP. Take a listen.
As you see there, that is Phyllis Burgess, the woman that we've just identified, and she walked there holding, as you can see, a large cross, along with what appears to be a couple of other people. And within just moments, it didn't take long for that cross to be pulled out of her hand, and the woman standing by as the cross gets trampled. And the man that you just saw live standing on the right side of your screen, very loudly talking to the camera, it appears is the one who is stomping on that cross.
Well, now the 69-year-old woman shown in that video says that she wants to press assault charges against those who were responsible for pushing her. So should they be prosecuted, and what is the fallout of this going to be? Maggie Gallagher is the president of the National Organization for Marriage. She joins us now by phone. Good morning, Maggie.
Good morning, Megan.
All right, so your group supports Prop 8, the ban on gay marriage. And obviously, no one's pleased to see this 69-year-old grandmother go through this, but does she bear any of the responsibility for showing up at this organization, which was for people who support it?
I wish I could tell you that this was one small isolated incident, but we are getting hundreds of reports of similar acts of intimidation, of people showing up at people's homes and yelling and screaming at them, and spitting on their children, shoving, pushing. It's an enormous outpouring that really at this point is not looking like the voices of tolerance, Megan, I have to tell you. It's looking like people who don't, and this is not the way Americans behave. We had a free and fair election. The people decided. And if there is no more basic civil right, more core than being able to speak, to organize, to donate money without these threats of retaliation and retribution. I think it's very serious out there, and it's really not being covered. If you look at the whole video, you'll see that in the end, the news anchors say, well, looks like a lot of hate on both sides. But when you look at that video, what you see is a lot of big men screaming at the top of their lungs at one woman who's simply expressing her viewpoint peacefully. And we're seeing a lot of that in California. And I'm afraid we may see a lot of it across the country at the big rally that the pro-gay marriage people had planned across the country this Saturday.
Certainly at this one, you do see a big man and a couple of big men getting right in her face and shouting at her, and then when her cross falls to the ground, they start stomping on it. They won't allow her. She was trying to give an interview to a news reporter, and they kept holding their signs over her face and so on. I mean, it got ugly. There's no question. And these guys behave like brutes. But are they a few bad apples? Because I understand the organizers of this particular protest were trying to stop them from doing that. I mean, you know, everybody who supports gay marriage doesn't want this to happen.
If it were just one isolated incident, I might feel like, but there are police reports up and down California now of similar acts of vandalism. The brunt of it is being borne by the LDS Church, the Mormons at this point. We've also heard some complaints about African Americans, about kind of racial harassment in response to the 70% vote of African Americans. We have the governor of California urging the court to overturn what the people just passed as a constitutional amendment, which means really he's asking the court to overturn the votes of the 70% of African Americans who support marriage as one man and one woman. If this were an isolated incident, it would be one thing. But the reason people are so upset is that it is not isolated. And I think the organizers of the gay marriage movement have to figure out how to stop this kind of thing. It would help if they didn't completely delegitimate the other side and treat people who think marriage means a man and a woman as if we were racist. That's what they keep telling their people. And I'm afraid a lot of the protesters on the ground are taking that as a license to simply, hate people they disagree with. And I really think on both sides we need to act with respect and civility in this debate.
Understood.
People are afraid.
Maggie,
that's the bottom line.
Thank you so much for your insights on it. Keep us updated. Maggie Gallagher.
Okay.